In today's video, I'll explain how to calculate basic operations and how to easily remember them. First, however, I would like to look at the 4 basic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All 4 basic operations have 3 main topics: beginning, middle, and end, or result. In addition, there is the sum and, which can be written at the beginning or at the end because, for example, 5 plus 6 equals 11, and if we were to swap the beginning and the end, i.e., 6 plus 5, it would still equal 11. Therefore, it does not matter much. And the sum is called the result, or the solution in the basic operation of addition. Now, we will look at what is known as subtraction. In subtraction, there is the minuend, the subtrahend, and the difference. This means that all 3 terms have different names, which also indicates that you cannot swap the beginning and the end. And the solution or result in subtraction is called the difference. Multiplication is the same as addition, in that the beginning and the end are the same. Both are factors, which means that you can swap the beginning and the end. The result of multiplication is called the product. And now for the very last basic operation, division. Division is structured like subtraction, so all 3 terms are different, which is why you cannot swap the beginning and the end. The result of the division is called the quotient. Now I would like to solve some example problems with you, starting with addition. First, we will start with small numbers. For example, 3 plus 2 is easy, so it's 5. But now let's try some larger numbers, such as 217 plus 353. I'll give you a written tip. First, 7 plus 3 equals 10, which means you have to write 0 as the first digit so that you can add the second digit to the other second digits. This also means that you can calculate 5 plus 1 plus 1. This gives 7, then finally 2 plus 3 gives 5, and then we have the solution, which is 570. Now for subtraction. When subtracting, we start again with the lower numbers. Namely, 3 minus 2 equals 1. But now we have higher numbers again, such as 353 minus 217. I'll give you a tip for calculating this. First, you can calculate 50 minus 10 so that you can use the 10 for the first digit, namely 13 minus 7, which also equals 6. Then we can calculate 4 minus 1, which equals 3, and finally 3 minus 2, which also equals 1. Then we have our solution, which is 136. Now, let's move on to multiplication. Again, simple problems, namely 3 times 2 equals 6. But we won't forget the more difficult problems either. For example, 12 times 12. The written version is, first 10 times 12 equals 120, then 2 times 12, which is also 24, then you just have to add the 2 numbers together, which equals 144. And now for the sample problems from the very last basic operation, division. The easy problem is 6 divided by 3, which equals 2. And the difficult problem is 120 divided by 12. Now I'll explain how you can calculate them easily in writing. First, 12 divided by 12 equals 1, so write down 1, then 12 minus 12 equals 0, so bring the 0 down from above, and then divide 12 by 0, which also equals 0. Then you just have to put 1 and 0 together, which equals 10. So 120 divided by 12 equals 10. And that brings us to the end of my video. Have a nice day and bye.